Yo, what's good? What's good? What's going on? Peace, peace. What's up? What's up, family? What's good? Got my new Apple Watch in the mail and shit, you know what I'm saying? $35, $35, baby. Off my insurance, you know what I'm saying? So I had to have a little deal going on and all that good stuff. So I had to jump on that for $35. But yeah, anyway, this your boy Elevated Ace, and I'm here to pass down the knowledge of the information that I resonate with to help those that seek spiritual enlightenment, all right? This video is going to be titled, If You Can Think of It, It Exists, all right? So I'm going to break that down for y'all real quick. If you can think about it, it exists. Now, why? How? How does that happen? How does that work? How does what you think about exist if I can't see it, all right? All right, I'm going to break it down. Your thoughts, right? Your thoughts are things. Your thoughts exist, but they exist on a higher frequency. They exist in another dimension. So we are in the third dimension right now. So everything that we can see with the two physical eyes are in the third dimension, in the third density. It's dense enough. So it seems to be physical, but it's not physical. Like I said, everything is an illusion, right? But it seems to be physical. On the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, those are lighter bodies, right? So, so your thoughts basically is like your macabre, right? Your thoughts are actual things. It's a light. So your thoughts is how you astro project. So every time every time you're thinking, when you're thinking, right, you're shooting off like a signal basically. So your thoughts are actually seen as light, right? In the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. It's actually physical in that dimension because that dimension is lighter bodies. The bodies that you take in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension are lighter bodies. That's like basically your moon body, right? Your moon is who you are, right? How you respond and react to situations. So the moon basically absorbs, right? It absorbs. So it responds and reacts on what it absorbs, right? And the sun is conscious. The sun sees, right? So the sun is your actions, right? So basically when you're thinking, right, you're in your mind. Your mind is your vehicle. Your mind is like your macabre. So your mind is how you astro project, right? So once you astro project, when you tap into your feelings and emotions, right? You know what I'm saying? Your feelings and emotions, when you get your feelings, when you have a thought, right? And when you're thinking, right? And you're projecting, right? Like I said, spirits can see your thoughts in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, right? So as you're thinking, you're astro projecting. So you're thinking, you're in the astro realm, right? Thinking, you can't see somebody else's thoughts unless they express them. So when you're thinking, you're in the astral realm, right? So when you're having an image, when you're having a thought, right? And it's your thought that you're projecting out there, then you're astro projecting, right? So it's just a projecting. It's just a projection. But when you start to pay attention to that thought, right? And you start to resonate with that thought, right? And start to bring your feelings and emotions into that thought, right? Then that picture becomes in motion, right? That picture, that astral projection becomes astro traveling now. When you start to use, you know what I'm saying, your chakra wheels, right? When you start to tap into your emotions and feelings, that's dealing with the moon. The moon deals with your emotions and feelings, right? So when you're tapping in, when that thought, right, that frequency, right, gets paid attention to, when you pay attention to that thought, you start to add emotions and feelings on that thought, that's when that thought starts to vibrate, right? And that's when that thought starts to become an imagination now. It's no longer an image. It's no longer a frequency aligned, right? It's no longer a still picture. That thought is no longer a still picture because the thought is the astral projection. You astral project every time you have a thought and when you're thinking. But when you start to resonate with that thought and start to have feelings and emotions, start thinking about the future, that thought, that still image becomes a picture now. It starts to have motion, right? So basically it starts to have movement now. So that imagine that image becomes an imagination. So that's bringing the left and the right together, right? The left brain and the right brain, right? The feminine and masculine. The masculine is that thought, that still image, that picture. Now, when you add, you know, add feelings and emotions to that, you're bringing, you know, the right part of the brain, which is the feminine. You're bringing the feminine aspect to it when you're adding the feelings, the emotions. The feeling and emotions is your moon, is feminine, right? The thought, right? The light, right? The thought, the thinking and everything like that. The picture, that's masculine. So when you bring the masculine and feminine together, right? You're bringing two energies together and you're getting two. That makes the third energy, right? When you're bringing the two energies together, then you get the third energy, right? So you get the masculine, which is the thought, right? Which is just the image. Then you get the feminine, right? Which is the feminine is your moon. That's the experience, right? So the feminine is the experience. So when you start to imaginate, right, and start having imaginations, you are actually experiencing in the astral realm, in the fourth, fifth, sixth dimension. So the more you pay attention to something, the more you give it your feelings and emotions, the more that thought vibrates. And the harder it vibrates, that thought becomes solid and can be made physical. So thoughts are things. You just can't see thoughts in this realm because thoughts are light. They're very light in weight, right? So your imagination is the first Merkaba. It's the first ship. It's the first body that your spirit created for itself to experience. So the spirit created the imagination. And in its own imagination, the spirit dived into its own imagination, which is its own waters, right? And the waters, basically, when it started to imaginate, basically you're dealing with time now, right? And time basically is manifested energy, right? So that's the energy aspect of it where you can see it, right? So the energy comes last. So you got the frequency, right? Which is the spirit, right? Which is the thought, which is the image, right? Then you got the vibration, which is the feminine, which is the womb that the thought goes into. When you're having a thought, when you're thinking right now, your thought right now is being projected into the astral realm, into the ethers, into the waters, into the womb. So your masculine thought is being projected out there, right? Into the waters, into the ethers, and then your feminine emotions, right? Feelings and emotions give it motion. That's why they call it emotions. Emotions is energy in motion. So it gives it emotions. And, you know, the more emotions and feelings that you can give it is the faster you will will it into existence. So thoughts are things. Spirits in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension that are living in those dimensions in a higher dimension, they don't have a physical body. So they have, you call it light body. That's the God body. The God body is the fourth, fifth, sixth dimension, which is your mind, right? Your mind basically is your thoughts. When you close your eyes and you having dreams and all of that, right? You're dreaming and stuff like that. You're in your mind. So you're astral projecting, right? But when you astral travel is when you start to experience that by adding your feelings and emotions to it. So your moon, the moon is a representation of the feminine energy. The sun is a representation of the masculine energy. But the sun is not the masculine energy. The moon is not the feminine energy. The moon and the sun are just what was created out of those energies. The masculine energy and the feminine, the masculine energy and the feminine energy they have no gender. So feminine energy just likes to respond more to the woman. So a lot of women are made out of the feminine energy, but that's just like what the feminine energy likes to resonate with is women towards women more. Masculine energy likes to resonate with men more. But it's not to say that masculine energy is not man. Masculine energy is thought. It's frequency. It's line. You know what I'm saying? It's a timeline, basically. Masculine is looked at as the light. Feminine is looked at as the dark, right? So darkness don't go into the light, right? Darkness absorbs light. So light goes into the darkness. So light is absorbed by the darkness, right? So sunlight is absorbed by the moon, right? So the masculine right? Light, feminine, dark. Feminine energy absorbs. That's why I said, so your moon absorbs and it responds and reacts off of what it absorbs. The sun is how you act, your actions. So your sun sign expresses your moon sign. So your moon sign is shown through your sun. The only way you can see the moon is if somebody decides that they want to express it through the sun sign. So your thoughts are things. So just think about it. If you have a crazy mindset and you're thinking about all of these crazy things and you're having dreams about monsters and shit, unicorns and all of that shit exists. It just exists on another dimension. It exists at a higher frequency. You can't see it in this dimension, in third dimension. You can only see things that are in 3D here. But in the fourth, fifth, sixth dimension, your thoughts are real. So when you leave this dimension right here, right? When you transition, right? When you leave this body in transition, your thoughts, your spirit is free to roam about in the astral world as a light body, so it could ride waves. Everything's is dealing with waves, right? So fourth, fifth, sixth dimension, those waves are lighter. Those are lighter waves. Let's just say gases, right? Gases and liquids and shit like that. A spirit could ride a gas and a liquid because it has no shape or form. It's formless and shapeless, so a spirit could ride that. So just think about it, where your mindset is at, and the shit that you think about in the dreams you're having, that's the subconscious. That's the fourth, fifth, sixth dimension. That shit really exists there. So when you leave this body and you go to your dreams, then that shit is going to be real as fuck. Because it exists in that realm. It just don't exist here because it's not solid. This shit right here, this dimension 3D is third density. So everything is solid in this dimension right here. But in the astral world, the astral realm, things are less solid. So time don't exist there as it does here. Time is more sporadic. It happens quick. You know what I'm saying? So just think about it. If you got it really bad, if you really having dreams and nightmares and all of that, you know what I'm saying? When you leave this physical body, you're taking your spirit with you. You're taking your consciousness, your thoughts with you to the next body. So that's the kind of life you're going to be living in your next body if you don't clean it up now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, your thoughts, they exist. Everything you can think of, monsters, ghosts, Freddy Krueger, Jason, Michael Myers, all of them niggas exist. You know what I'm saying? Even now, they exist here now because they got the physical representation now here. You know what I'm saying? But your thoughts exist as far as spirits can see your thoughts physically in the fourth and fifth and sixth dimension. Your thoughts are astral projection, right? When you pay those thoughts attention and put your feelings and emotions in it with your moon, if you bring your moon with your responding and reacting, you know what I'm saying, to your thoughts, that means now you done put your thoughts into a womb. Now your thoughts, now you're starting to experience your thoughts. You're starting to experience your ideas. And boom, that's what a soul is. A soul is experience. So a soul is an individual spirit having an experience. That's what creates the soul. What creates the soul is the imagination, right? That's your vehicle. That you can travel. You can astro travel through. You can astro traveling through your emotions. You know what I'm saying? Your emotions is what's going on the inside. You can't see your emotions because those are light bodies. Those are your chakra wheels. That's dealing with your moon. That's the mother. You know what I'm saying? Your thoughts is masculine and they going into the feminine, the mother, the moon. You know what I'm saying? To be birthed here. To be birthed the way you can see. So that's two energies combining to make another energy. All right? So your thoughts are things, people. So, you know what I'm saying? Be careful of the shit that you're thinking about all the time. Be careful of the shit that you're paying attention to. Because the things that you're paying attention to is manifesting and can become real right here in the third dimension. You can give birth to the third dimension right now of your thoughts, whatever you're thinking about and resonating with. So be careful of what you let be on your mind all the damn time. And you know what I'm saying? Be careful of what you catching feelings about all the time. Because if all of this shit is an illusion, then you having all these extra feelings and emotions about something that's an illusion, then you're lost. you're getting lost. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a good thing right there, because it might take you a whole lot of different lifetimes, a whole lot of different times to be reborn here, to keep doing it and doing it over and over again until you start to get it, until you start to get enlightened about it. And then you're like, okay, let me not put my spirit into that. You start to put and involve your spirit into shit that you want to manifest for yourself. You understand? And that's it, man. Your thoughts are things, man. Just be careful what you're thinking about and resonating with, all right? Peace.